Look at that. How good does that look? Perfect, fluffy coconut waffles. That looks amazing. Hi, my name is Paulette, and welcome back to Time for Keto. Today, I'm going to show you a variation of a waffle that I made a few weeks back. That one was with almond flour. Today's is with coconut flour. And it's gluten-free, it's low carb, it's delicious, and has less than 2 grams of net carbs per serve. So stick around and let me show you this recipe. Now, what you're going to need for this recipe is coconut flour, and I'm also going to be using coconut oil. It's not necessary. You could use butter or ghee or some other type of clarified butter, but as it's a coconut waffle, I felt like I'm going to use coconut oil. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is add the dry ingredients. And what we have here is half a cup of coconut flour. We also have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and a pinch of salt. So we're just going to add that in. We're just going to blend this together. Just as easy as that. I forgot to mention you're going to need a little waffle iron. Now it can be a small one, it can be whatever size you like, but for my purposes, 1.15 grams of net carbs relates to a waffle this size. So let's move on. We also have 3 eggs, and we need to whisk these 3 eggs first, which is what I'm going to do now. And now that they're whisked, I'm going to add some vanilla, and this is vanilla extract, and I'm going to have 2 teaspoons of it, and I'm just going to pour it in with my egg mixture and just blend that together. Not only that, I have 2 tablespoons of syrup, and it's sugar-free maple syrup, and I'm just going to add that 2 tablespoons with the egg mixture. Just get all of it. It just gives it a bit of sweetener. Now, you don't have to add maple syrup. You could add any type of stevia or a type of sugar-free sugar, whatever you like. But this is what I'm going to add. And I'm just going to whisk that together. And I'm going to add it to our dry ingredients. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm also going to add some milk, and you can use coconut milk. I just didn't have any in the house, but I'm using almond milk. So go ahead and just add 125 mils or a half a cup of almond milk. And lastly, I have my coconut oil, and this is a 1/4 cup or 62.5 mils of coconut oil. So I'm just going to add that in as well. And I'm going to blend everything together. And then we can get on with the next step. And while I'm blending this together, I did just turn on my waffle maker, just letting it preheat. It doesn't take long. So you don't need to turn it on straight away. You can turn it on as you're putting all the ingredients together. There you have it. That is the consistency of the coconut flour waffle mixture. And we're going to get started with the next step. The waffle maker has been preheated for around 3 minutes, and it feels very warm to me. And even when I just open the waffle iron, the plates are quite hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with coconut spray. Just don't want anything to stick. It shouldn't really, but anyway. And we're going to add the mixture into the waffle maker. Now you don't want to overfill this, but maybe fill it 3/4 and then just smooth it out so it gets to all the parts of the plate. So let's just add some in now. And let's close the lid, and we are going to let this cook for a few minutes. I will check it once in a while just to see how it's looking. Okay, it's been around 2 minutes. I just want to check and see how this is looking. Okay, that's not too bad. I think we need a bit more batter, and I think the consistency of the batter mixture is perfect. So I'm going to continue cooking this particular waffle, and I'll show you what it looks like and how long it's taken. And then I'll continue making more waffles. I'll put a little bit more into the waffle maker just so it fills the whole waffle maker up. But so far, it looks great. It's fluffy and it's looking good. So let's wait and see what happens. That had only taken around 4 minutes to make, which is fantastic. So as you can see, it looks great. And I'm just going to use a little bit more batter and continue on with the process. Well, look at that. How good does that look? Perfect, fluffy coconut waffles. That looks amazing. So we are going to give this the taste test and see how good they actually taste. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a waffle, and I'm just going to make it really simple. I'm just going to put a little bit of, well, quite a bit of maple syrup. It is sugar-free and guilt-free. And top it with some cream. And we're going to try this. That's delicious. It really tastes like a typical waffle that you would make with normal flour. I'm really enjoying this. The texture is slightly softer, and what you can do, and what I have done previously with my almond flour waffles, is I would freeze them and then I would put them in the toaster and heat them up, and they would get crispy and soft in the middle. So that's perfect. So that's what you can do. You can always put them in the toaster even when they're fresh. and it'll cook them just a little bit more and make them crispy on the edges and so on. And it's so versatile. You can have it with your berries, or you can have it with sugar-free Nutella. You can have it with anything you like, really. Of course, it's a waffle, and you can do what you want. But I'm really pleased with the coconut flour. That was so simple to make. And the coconut oil was great as well. I've had zero issues. In fact, the only time I sprayed the waffle maker was the first time, and the rest of the time it was fine. So I think it's fantastic. I will definitely continue using coconut flour as one of my go-tos for waffles. I'm pretty sure that the pancakes would be just as good, and I'll have to try that out. But for now, really pleased, extremely happy about this and excited. I hope you try it, because look at that. How professional does that look? That looks really good. Test it out. Tell me what you think, and if it worked for you. Let me know if you added different ingredients to your waffles. One other thing, it didn't smell or taste eggy, which is fantastic, because I just dislike the smell and dislike that taste. So it's worked out perfectly for me. What I will do with the rest of these waffles is I'll freeze them individually, and when I feel like a waffle, I can have it on the weekends, and it's guilt-free. So I'm pleased. I'm really happy. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. And until next time, I will see you again soon. Bye. Delicious. So it's really good.